Everybody wants to be able to defend their own home.
If you get attacked in your own house in the middle of the night, you should be able to protect yourself.
This is the beginning of how the home invasion happened.
You should be able to protect your family.
He did defend himself, and he's got 2 serious criminal charges.
Green had allegedly stuffed many of his belongings into bags.
We need the system corrected.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Lindsay, Ontario, and I am literally standing outside the scene of the crime, or is it the scene of the crimes, plural? You see, a few days ago, a resident of that white building, Jeremy McDonald, 44, he had his home broken into at 3:20 in the morning, and the intruder had a weapon. Allegedly, that weapon is a crossbow. You can just imagine, folks, put yourself in Mr. McDonald's position. It's 3:20 in the morning. You're probably in a dazed state. You see a stranger with a weapon going through your abode. Well, what do? Well, we were told by someone close to the matter that he made his way to the kitchen to get his cell phone. And in the process of activating his cell phone, that caused an illuminated effect. And then the intruder found out that he had been spotted. Now, allegedly what happened was the intruder charged at him, hit Mr. McDonald with the butt of his crossbow. All of this will be proven in a court of law. We did reach out to Mr. McDonald. He's been ordered by his lawyer not to say anything, and we respect that. But folks, before I go any further, could you do me a favor? Could you go to our new website, castlelawnow.com? That's castlelawnow.com. We think what's happened to Jeremy McDonald is a travesty of justice. We know this is incredibly stressful. We know these are very serious charges he faces. We know that the process is the penalty. We're not going to let him fight this by himself. We're going to support him with crowdfunding. Again, folks, castlelawnow.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation. Here's the disturbing thing. It is the reaction of the Kawartha Lakes Police Service, who not only charged the home intruder, but they charged Jeremy McDonald for self-defense. Now, the offender is a 41-year-old Lindsay area man. He was not identified by the police. I don't know why. He's not a young offender. He was charged with the following: possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, break, enter, and theft, mischief under $5,000, and fail to comply probation. That's right. He was already wanted by the police for a probation violation. Where have we heard this story? But the really disturbing part is Mr. McDonald being charged with aggravated assault and assault with a weapon. These are serious charges. I can tell you the home intruder, who we understand his name is Mike Breen, was airlifted to a Toronto hospital in a life-threatening condition. We don't know the state of him now, but should he pass away, I wouldn't be surprised if the charges against Mr. McDonald are upgraded to manslaughter. Well, folks, I'm with Jesse. He is the owner of 13 Tattoos. As you can see, those windows above, that was where Jeremy McDonald was at the time of the incident. What do you make of it, sir?
I don't know. I think that we should have castle law in Canada.
I think it's an atrocity. It's just a sign of the times with the way that the Liberal government is allowing these people to be out on the streets. It's heartbreaking to see someone have to go through the trial process, the whole legal process for defending what was his.
I think it's wrong. I think you should be able to defend your own home if somebody comes in, because unfortunately it's just going to keep happening because it doesn't seem like the law does anything about it, or their hands are tied.
It seems that in Canada, if you do defend yourself the way the law is, it's like, let's say you killed somebody in, an act of defense. It's like you have to prove it at the trial.
I should be able to defend my kids, my home, my my pride and joy, everything. I shouldn't be put in jail for defending my family at all.
You know, he's a hardworking guy. Like I've known him my whole life, and you know, he gets up, goes to work every day. You know, now this can affect his job, can affect him going to work. You know, he needs, like, if he didn't have like the support of you guys, you know, how would he pay his lawyer bill?
You know, it gets even more disturbing. He entered Mr. McDonald's residence via a window. That would be the window of the room where his daughter normally sleeps. Thank goodness the daughter, who is a minor, was not home that day. This fire escape, this is the beginning of how the home invasion happened. As you can see, folks, this is a brand new set of locks and chain. These locks and this chain were not here on the morning of the incident. So this was open, and that meant Mr. Breen allegedly had a very clear pathway up to the roof of the dollar store. Now, right next door is the movie cinema, and then after that, you get to where the residences are, and Breen made his way into the home of McDonald by that window. Our source tells us that before McDonald woke up, Breen had allegedly stuffed many of his belongings into bags. That was his loot that he was going to run away with had he not been. So folks, consider this piece of information that my source tells me. Breen was not alone that night. He had either 2 or 3 friends with him. They stayed outside the unit, but what I find very disturbing, had they come in as well, it would have been a matter of either 3 or 4 on one, with one of them allegedly armed with a crossbow. I think this could have potentially ended in a very tragic way for Mr. McDonald. I just bumped into this lady. Patricia is her name, and Patricia says she knows the man accused of the home invasion. We understand his name is Mike Breen. Is that correct?
Yeah, Mike Breen, yes.
What do you know about him, ma'am?
He's a nice person.
Oh, okay.
He was a very nice person. And I don't think that I don't think that it was right that he went into the guy's house.
Yes.
And I don't think the guy in the house should have done what they done, but you know, it's different.
But Patricia, with all due respect, we understand that Mr. Breen went into the house
And
with a crossbow.
oh, I didn't know that. I just heard it on the radio.
And this was at 3:20 in the morning when nothing good happens.
Yeah.
Can you really blame the homeowner?
No, I can't.
The big problem is fentanyl. I just lost my niece. She's 20 years old and died in that.
Sorry to hear that. 20 years old.
Yeah,
And is that a problem here in Lindsay, Ontario?
big time.
I don't want to say anymore.
Okay.
Because there's too many people that know him, and they'll call me a rat.
Lindsay's gotten really bad in the last few years, and they don't care. They just, oh, okay, slap on the hand and let you back out.
We understand the home invader, he was a drug addict. He had a long criminal record.
Yeah.
When it comes to castle doctrine, which is incredibly weak in Canada, if this happened in the United States, no one's getting charged for defending him or herself. But when you are in your house, you have crossed the finish line, you are in your safe space because there's nowhere else to run to. What were the Kawartha Lakes Police Service thinking? I think there's something called officer discretion. They could have realized, and we've seen photographs of the interior of the apartment, it is literally a bloodbath. They could have realized that Mr. McDonald thought, and it was likely true, that he was fighting for his life. Why charge him? I mean, what is the alternative? Are we supposed to be docile victims? Are we supposed to just use harsh language as a way of fighting back against an armed intruder? Are we supposed to just bend the knee and be completely victimized? Quite frankly, the police have been non-transparent. I mean, even hiding the name of the offender, a serial criminal, why would they do that?
The police don't make the laws. They uphold them. They're bound by the law. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I personally don't think the police, even around here, would have wanted to to charge him for that. I feel like they were bound to uphold what the law is.
If you find someone in your home in the middle of the night, I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous that they'd even charge this gentleman.
Shouldn't someone like this be behind bars in the first place so he can't do a crime like this?
I agree. He should be behind bars. I don't know why he's not. It's shows that there is a problem. I wish somebody could tell me why that this person's out.
Everyone hear about the story in Lindsay? So this criminal that's wanted by the police breaks into this guy's house. This guy gives him a beating, and this guy gets charged. And the other guy gets charged. But something is broken. I know if someone breaks into my house or someone else's, you're going to fight for your life. This guy has a weapon. You're going to use any force you possibly can to protect your family.
Now, as you can imagine, folks, this story is getting worldwide attention, and I would argue for all the wrong reasons. And obviously, the Kawartha Lakes Police Service is feeling the heat, because just earlier today, they issued a media release. It's from the chief of police himself. I'll read it verbatim. Quote, "We recognize that the recent media release regarding an incident on August 18th, 2025 has generated significant public interest and emotional responses. The Kawartha Lakes Police Service appreciates the community's engagement and concern. However, the negative commentary about the officers and their actions is unjust and inaccurate. The investigators were able to examine all of the information and evidence that was available prior to laying any charges. In order to protect the investigation and the rights of any person who is charged with an offense during their court proceedings, only a limited amount of information is being released to the public. The role of the police is to investigate impartially and present findings to the justice system, which ultimately determines the outcome. It is important to remember that charges are not convictions. They are part of the judicial process, which ensures that all facts are considered fairly in court. We encourage you to follow this matter as it proceeds through the justice system. Under Canadian law, individuals have the right to defend themselves and their property. The Criminal Code of Canada, specifically sections 34 and 35, allow a person to use reasonable force to protect themselves and their property if they believe they are facing a threat. However, it is important to understand that these rights are not unlimited in Canada. The law requires that any defensive action be proportionate to the threat faced. This means that while homeowners do have the right to protect themselves and their property, the use of force must be reasonable given the circumstances. The Kawartha Lakes Police Service remains committed to public safety, transparency, and respectful dialogue. At this time, we will not be releasing any further information about this incident. Thank you for your continued support and understanding. Kirk Robertson, Chief of Police. There's so many questions that this statement brings to mind, folks, but obviously the Chief of Police and anyone else with the Kawartha Lakes Police Service, they made it clear, no more comment. But I think the fundamental thing about this story, based on what the Chief said, what is the definition of reasonable force? I mean, what is the line? I am completely confused what a homeowner can do to protect himself and his family and not end up as a crime scene victim. Unbelievable. We will be paying a visit to Kawartha Lakes Police Service headquarters in the next few minutes. Stand by.
I was just wondering if Chief Robertson could make himself...
Not in at the moment.
He's not in, eh? Could anyone else make themselves available?
Yeah, today there isn't. It's a bad day.
Oh, it's a bad day.
Yeah, they're all out.
Oh, okay then.
2 years, that's what we have at this point. That's all we have to say.
Thank you so much. I got this earlier today, ma'am. I guess the crux of the matter is the chief is saying you have the right to defend yourself, but we're just trying to find out what the line is, because in the case of Mr. McDonald, he did defend himself and he's got 2 serious criminal charges.
Okay, The occurrence is under investigation. We can't release anything with regards to the investigation.
Right.
We can't let you know how severe or how non-severe the response was.
Let's just say
Reasonable ground.
let's just say we're talking in general
We
terms.
can't talk in general.
You can't talk in general.
No, I can't because every situation is different. The
Okay.
officers have done what they needed to do.
Okay.
They have reacted accordingly.
All right.
Okay, and it's under investigation.
Can I ask you, I mean, there's also a transparency issue. The name of the offender, I think we know who it is, but it wasn't released. He's not a young offender. So why would that be kept secret, ma'am?
We'll have to speak with the chief or the staff sergeant.
Okay,
with regards
that's
to
exactly
that.
why I'm here.
And either of them are here today. You'll have to get a hold of them tomorrow or another day.
Well, there you have it, folks. We tried our best to get a comment from one of the senior officers or the chief himself, the lady behind the counter, and you can't blame her. She's just doing her job. But there are so many questions about this case. First and foremost, please, can someone tell me the rules when it comes to self-defense in Canada? And I'm not even talking about this specific case. What are you allowed to do? Can you do an open hand slap? Can you throw a fist? Can you hit somebody over the head with a wooden spoon? I really don't know, because this was a man who thought his life was in jeopardy, and I kind of think it was. I mean, why else is somebody in your home at 3:20 in the morning with allegedly a crossbow, for goodness sakes?
Let's say he couldn't defend himself. Let's say he didn't have money. Is there a potential he could go to prison? Absolutely, because he didn't have a fair defense.
It's not the Canada from 10 years ago. It's not the Canada from 20 years ago. There's not a day that doesn't go by that say, I don't recognize this country anymore.
Is that the way it is now in Canada? We're supposed to be passive victims. Don't fight back. You remember the Toronto Police Service when it came to car theft? It's out of control. But you know what? Make it easy for the thief, will you? Put your keys at an accessible area, because we don't want to, get our hands dirty with crime scene cleanup.
To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door. Breaking enters, because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. A lot of them that they're arresting have guns on them, and they're not toy guns, they're real guns.
I'm not a police officer, but I can tell you folks, if I'm wearing a badge, I'm not charging a guy who was going to be a potential assault or murder victim. It's outrageous. He was in his own home at 3:20 in the morning. There's nowhere else to go.
Yes, hi there. Good afternoon. I was wondering if I could kindly leave a message for Mike Breen, please.
You want to leave a message for Michael Breen?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Could you have him call David Menzies? My last name is M-E-N.
Can I just ask what relationship you are to the patient?
100%. I'm a reporter covering the incident he was involved with, and I'm just doing my due diligence to reach out to get his side of the story. I understand he's not in a condition to speak right now, but when he does, I'd be most appreciative if you could pass on my coordinates so I could speak with Mike.
Okay, 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay, I cannot guarantee that this message is going to stay with him because it's going to go in the chart, and we'll see.
Let's keep our eyes on the home invader. If he should pass away in hospital, does that mean the charges automatically get upgraded to manslaughter? This is incredibly serious stuff. And once again, I'm going to appeal to you, our beloved viewers, help out Mr. McDonald. Go to castlelawnow.com, castlelawnow.com. It is clear that after what happened in Lindsay a few days ago, our castle laws in Canada are a joke. They only benefit the bad guys. Let's take a stand and get justice for Mr. McDonald. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Well, folks, what a sordid story. made all the more ugly by the fact that the victim has been criminally charged. You know what? We're going to help Jeremy McDonald fight back. Please help us help him. Go to castlelawnow.com. That's castlelawnow.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation. Mr. McDonald was victimized by a home intruder. Let's not let the system re-victimize him.